Welcome everyone, this is the LarryBoy Fanatic, and today we're going to be looking at another movie.
Since the success of Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed, Big Idea wanted to create a series for Larry Boy. But the payoff was strange. This affected the Larry Boy universe somehow, because everything good seemed to end with Rumor Weed, and everything bad started with Angry Eyebrows.
Now mind you, this is not the worst Larry Boy video, but
We're getting to that.
so let's kick off the cartoon adventure series with Larry Boy and the Angry Eyebrows.
What we get is a surprisingly good sequence, a good title sequence, even though the theme song is a little flat. Then the video opens with people getting attacked by something called a cow dragon. Larry Boy drops by to subdue this cow dragon, but the monster attacks him with cheese, and that's where we get our first zinger, when Larry Boy says, "Archie, I've been cheesed!"
So far this video has everything I wanted and more. I can't say that with a straight face.
So Larry Boy pulls out a spatula from his utility belt.
Well, that's new. That was never featured in Fit from Outer Space or Rumor Weed.
And he's able to fight back and capture the cow dragon, who turns out to be a couple of guys in a costume. The guys explain that they were scaring people just because they were hungry. Larry Boy suggests that they could have eaten the cheese instead of shooting it at people. So, it's a job well done for our hero, but the worst thing about this movie is about to happen.
Now you would think from going from CG animation to 2D animation was where this video or series in general gets its worst parts from. Nah, actually...
In this next scene, we meet our villain, who's a deformed onion dressed in a cape and talks to a floor lamp. Now, Awful Alvin is the name of this guy, by the way, and by golly, this guy has no life.
Well, at least he's not a mama's boy like
The Alchemist.
Trust me, you'll see in the next review.
So Awful Alvin comes on, and already we know he's crazy. I mean, look at him dancing weird for no reason. And that's just to show how evil he is. I mean, what? I don't understand.
So far, we have no central plot. Well, that's fine. Maybe we can figure it out in the next scene.
Nope. The scene cuts to Larry being a janitor for a newspaper called the Daily Bumble.
Superman reference.
Only in this series, Larry isn't a reporter, but a janitor. Now, while that's going on, a mushroom lady walks in and shows off her new invention, which can turn hair into nightcaps, and, in a bizarre twist, the hair used has to be, like, hair from people's drains.
Yeah, don't expect this product to be featured on, what's that show? Oh, Shark Tank. Don't expect that thing to be on Shark Tank anytime soon.
Now, you may be asking what this machine has to do with the plot, but I can assure you that that's only relevant later on in the movie. Then Larry gets a call from his mop. What?
Well, yeah, because smartphones weren't a thing back then.
And we see that he can contact Archie through a video phone inside the mop strands, which is really impressive, but I'm worried that Larry would get pink eye after that. Then they explain why Larry has this janitor job. Know why? Archie tells him that was the only job that he qualified for. Wow, that must really suck. If you have, let's say, a bachelor's degree and you're trying to apply for a job at something that's not being a janitor, but then the company takes one look at your resume and says, well, the janitor position is the only thing that you're qualified for right now. So then Archie reminds him about superhero class.
Really? A superhero class? How did I miss that class growing up?
But then Larry runs into that crazy lady's machine and it breaks. Naturally, the mushroom lady gets mad and demands that he fix it.
Okay, I'm sitting here like, lady, you need to accept Larry's apology and let it go. I mean, jeez, you're getting mad at something so little. I mean, yeah, and besides, your wackadoo machine is pretty worthless, and it's not even newsworthy.
Anyway, before we get too angry...
By the way, this movie is supposed to be teaching us about how to control our anger or something like that. Well, this movie is doing a really good job at doing that. So how are we doing?
A weird bad guy and a crazy lady.
Apparently we're learning something.
Speaking of the weird bad guy, he finally reveals his plan to take over Bumbleyburg by unleashing his swarm of eyebrows.
We're 7 minutes in, by the way. Yeah, because we're now seeing the focal point of the movie.
The plan is that he'll enslave people by trapping them in their own anger with the eyebrows. You know, I wish I could listen to whatever stupid thing he's saying, but all I could pay attention to are his facial expressions.
Are you sure he's the villain of this movie? I mean, are you sure he's not just some nutcase that came on set and said he was there to audition, and then people started seeing that he was going crazy and they decided to shoot a movie around him?
So now, with the plot finally put into motion as Awful Alvin unleashes his angry eyebrows, we then cut to LarryBoy's superhero class, where we get to see the blandest superheroes ever.
Okay, I take back the previous comment where I was asking, how did I miss that class growing up?
So a knockoff of the Chinese guy from the Karate Kid series tells the class the moral that we're supposed to be learning, but LarryBoy isn't listening because he's talking to another superhero. Now, I'm not going to bother explaining what these two are talking about because, well, it's irrelevant. We cut to next day, where the crazy mushroom lady is first to be attacked by an eyebrow.
Well, serves you right for getting mad over something trivial.
Soon, people are going crazy mad with these eyebrows, and this becomes major news for the Daily Bumble. Notice how no one notices the creepy guy that's on their rooftop watching everything unfold.
There are two things called surveillance and security guards.
Then Larry is told to move the crazy lady's machine out of the office, so the logical thing to do is to leave it on the rooftop. But hey, he sees Lampy. Yeah, Lampy is the name of Awful Alvin's lamp. I know. But hey, Larry has bigger problems to deal with. The crazy mushroom lady now wants to kick his butt.
Put a sock in it, lady.
Larry manages to lock her in a closet. Well, good, we can get to the movie's main problem, which are the angry eyebrows. So he heads to the men's room to talk to Archie.
By the way, I forgot to mention that Alfred in this video is referred to as Archie. Not Alfred, Archie. I don't know, just thought I'd point that out.
Then Archie shows him footage of people with angry eyebrows on their foreheads, but the clip is only a couple of seconds long. That's weird. What if all news footage was like that? What if someone showed you one clip and said that's all?
Fanatic, aren't you on Netflix right now? You should be analyzing why there's another superhero group.
In Season 3 of VeggieTales in the House, as if
this was something that we were asking for, which is definitely not the case because the League of Incredible Vegetables was pretty outrageous. Yeah, thanks for showing that one pic to state your case.
So Larry rides down this really cool tube and he crash lands into a wall. But Archie, instead of checking to see if Larry is okay, goes on like nothing happened. In fact, when Larry flies by, he turns around in his chair and he continues explaining the town's situation to him.
Now, remember my rumor read review when I was analyzing
the scene where LarryBoy is beaten up and people are just smiling at him?
And I was saying to get him some medical attention? Well, same thing here.
Go to his freaking aid! LarryBoy rushes to town, and it looks like he can't pry off the angry eyebrows off of anyone. Awful Alvin shows up and he tells LarryBoy that the eyebrows stay put on the people's foreheads as long as they hold on to their anger. Now, I would take his speech seriously, but then his seriousness goes out the window when he gets that stupid grin on his face.
Well, what's next? Unexplained monsters going after our hero? Where did that come from?
Even LarryBoy is surprised at this. Well, who wouldn't be? So LarryBoy is thrown onto Awful Alvin's hoverboard.
No, not the hoverboard that we have today.
And Awful Alvin tries to test our hero by sticking a popsicle down his back and blowing a trumpet in his ears. But when he has his eyebrows dump chocolate syrup into the Larrymobile, this gets LarryBoy angry. Yeah, that's what sets him off.
Well, to be fair, I already lost because I was upset with the crazy mushroom lady from earlier, so Awful Alvin doesn't need to test me with like a popsicle or a trumpet or chocolate syrup.
Naturally, an eyebrow attaches to LarryBoy and we see him rage for a full 7 seconds.
Now I say 7 seconds because I actually timed this scene.
I mean, talk about disturbing. Now, if you were a 10-year-old like I was back then and you were watching this was serious. Plus, he's not even saying real words here.
Well, to be fair, if I could translate this scene for you guys. Sort of.
Now, it looks like Awful Alvin won, but then LarryBoy has flashbacks of his teacher and Archie.
Gee, I wish I had flashbacks. LarryBoy is starting another League of Incredible Vegetables. Well, I have to answer for Season 3 at some point.
So the flashbacks work, and LarryBoy realizes that he has to let go of his anger. But really, he could have been mad about something else.
Really? Why would you say that? Well, here's a theory. What if he was mad at that crazy mushroom lady this whole time? Why her? She doesn't know that Larry and LarryBoy are the same person. Well, she doesn't need to know that, and besides, it's none of her dang business.
What I'm saying is that the drama between her and Larry started when he accidentally broke the machine. I mean, he could have been mad at her for being a snob, and he would have carried that anger even in his superhero persona, which would have given Awful Alvin good leeway to target him.
So you're saying that a better focal point for this movie is if LarryBoy had a grudge on that crazy mushroom lady? Well, the lesson that they're trying to portray in this video would be a lot stronger, and plus, that would be less trivial than just pouring some chocolate syrup into another person's car in order to get them mad.
So seeing that LarryBoy is no longer possessed by anger, everyone else starts to let go of their own anger, but this doesn't stop Awful Alvin from sending his eyebrows after LarryBoy.
Say, remember that machine that Larry left on the rooftop? Well, here it is!
Eventually, LarryBoy leads the eyebrows into the machine and they turn into a giant nightcap. Naturally, this upsets Awful Alvin, but the nightcap captures him. The bad guy gets sent to jail when he should have been sent to an asylum.
Oh well.
Larry returns to work, and the crazy mushroom lady is rewarded for inventing a machine that LarryBoy used to save Bumbleyburg.
Yeah, reward her for being a prick, why don't ya?
The video ends with Larry posing, and then cutting to a black and white photo of LarryBoy. Wow, I wish I had an autograph from LarryBoy.
And that was LarryBoy and the Angry Eyebrows. Now, to say the least, you can't be too mad at this one.
Even though this didn't reach rumor weed standards, this was still nostalgic in my case. In fact, this was the very first LarryBoy video that I've ever came across in my life. I was 10 years old when I was first introduced to LarryBoy through this video. However, now that I revisit this one, it was sad to see LarryBoy be deprived of any worth when it came to the cartoon adventures. It was sad to see the beautiful CG animation from Rumorweed be reduced to both good and bad 2D animation. Though I would give this movie credit for trying to give LarryBoy a show of his own, even though this show lasted for like 4 episodes. But for what it is, it's not Rumorweed good, but at least it's not the 4th episode bad.
And by 4th episode bad, I mean... Oh my god, just show him the cover. So, now that we covered the first episode of the Cartoon Adventures, I now invite Whatsoever Critic to join me in the next review. Yeah, right. Too late.